Yes, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And today we'll concentrate on a very important concept. Those concepts will be commit, rollback, and save points. How these things could be used and how these things could be applied using SQL, and how the transactions could be took place while taking the same kind of issues in SQL. Let us discuss. Let us have a class regarding to everyone here. Already we have seen the grant operations, and already we have seen how transactions are being happen while SQL is being done with the transactions here. Already we have seen. So here, before going to in detail about this particular point, I'd like to concentrate on one particular issue. That issue is a very important issue here. The issue is try to concentrate what I am supposed to give you. Let us consider this is the server. This could be let me say client one. This could be client one, and also consider that this could be another client. For example, another client. So client 2. So normally, if you consider any database management system, always database management system must be maintained a repository. The name of server is called as a repository. So let me consider this is the server or a repository here. So let me say this is a repository. My voice is not clear. Now you could see, is it clear right now? Very low voice in the sense, I don't know. My internet connection also very good enough today. And give me one moment. Let me do one thing for making this a success. Yeah. Now it could be okay, I think. Now it could be okay. Yeah. So you could see we have to understand one particular point here. That point is how the server and the client will be gets communicated each other. That is very important point to be understand before going to discuss this commit, rollback, save point, and so on and so forth. These are very important to be remembered here. As and when normally you people are supposed to open your client machine and they have to give a username and associated password also will be given by you through your local machine, let me say client machine. So soon, as and when you have to give or you have to issue your username and password, so immediately it is being communicated with the client, and it does have its own so memory which is being created at the server. Let me consider this area will be called as so client one area, and soon you have to give one more user or one more client will be given their username and password. Yes, it's also being created with one area which is being created at one area of the server, and it is being communicated with this particular area. So normally SQL or any database application, if you consider, so either it is Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL, whatever the database application it could be. So that application must be always been in terms of so this kind of network here. That network is called as a request followed by a response. A request followed by so response kind of network here. What does it mean? What do you mean by request response kind of network here? In the sense, as and when client will be gives any request for on issuing one particular query. So for your request, server will be responded. If you are not supposed to give any request to the server, so server could not be respond anymore. Okay. Initially, while issuing this username and password, so static connection will be established between you and the server. After once it has been done, I mean SQL prompt will be gets displayed to you. Then this particular static will be converted to virtual. Virtual in the sense, yes, physically through your lines, the connection will be established, but logically connection could not be there. Of course, you are registered with the server for your session. There is no problem, but virtually it is not being connected to you continuously. When it is being continuously connected with you, in the sense when you have to made any requisition, when you have to made any request to that particular server, then it would be done. So where exactly in which situations requisition will be made? Let us examine. Number one, first kind of requisition could be commit. When you have to operate a commit, so obviously a request will be done by your side. Therefore, connection will be re-established. Of course, connection could be there, but connection will be hard connection will be re-established, and whatever the state of your client, state in the sense, let us explain what are the states after taking some kind of practical queries, then we would understand what is the state of that particular client. So if whatever the state of this particular client, that state is being communicated with the server, so that whatever the state, that state will be make into permanent by this particular commit command. Okay, then commit will be issued by you, your hard connection will be re-established, and you may be communicate with the this is the one case where exactly the connection is being established between you and your server. Second thing is, second kind of requisition will be, so second kind of requisition could be considered as rollback. If you apply this particular rollback, again, so a requisition will be made towards, wait for a while, I don't know why my connection is not that much clear. Yes, it is connected. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Your requisition will be made. Screen is not visible. I have shared. I have shared my screen. I have shared my screen. Okay. Let me stop the screen and reshare this particular screen again. Then you could see. Right now it is okay. Is it okay right now? Does my screen is share with you or not? Say yes or no. Let me continue. Yeah. So second kind of requisition will be a rollback. As and when you have to give rollback, then hard connection will be established between the user and the server. And of course, the state will be again reconsidered and it could be done. And third one is, third point, the third kind of requisitions could be all DDL commands, data definition language commands. So create, alter, drop, and truncate. If you issue any one of these commands, obviously again the hard connection will be re-established one more time. Then so-called state of your client machine will be saved into this particular server. This is one more point where exactly you need to consider. And the fourth kind of operation where exactly you have to make some kind of requisition is, if you are operated select command, whatever the selection you may be gets operated for the first time on one particular object. Please underline this particular line. Select operation will be done by you for the first time on any particular object. Let me say, so object in the sense table, for example, table. So table A will be there, table B will be there with you, table C will be there, table D will be there. Likewise, you have some 20 to 30 tables are there in our user. you wanted to select so the information, the data, retrieving the data from this particular table for the first time, then hard connection will be re-established one more time. Whatever the content, whatever the data which is pertaining by that particular table will be copied from your server to this particular machine, our local machine, that is client. So this could be happen only for the first time. If you are trying to operate a select command on A for second time, third time, fourth time, it should not be make any kind of requisition. For the first time itself, it could be establish hard connection, and the data which is pertaining, the data which is containing that particular table will be, entire data will be copied from your server machine to your local machine, that is a client machine. Okay. If you are supposed to operate for the first time, selection was happen. For the second time, one more time, selection will be done by you on the same table A. Now selection will be done from your client, but not from your server. Okay, so that is what the point you need to make clear regarding to selection. So these are the 4 different kinds of commands where exactly a request will be made by you through the server. Unless otherwise, these requisitions will not be done by you. Obviously, there is no hard connection. I mean, virtual connection cannot be established between you and your server. Therefore, so it could not be get any kind of data from the server. This is the first point I would like to make some clear to you. Okay, this is the first point you have to clear. And the second point, when the DML commands, data manipulation commands, of course, selection also be one of the parts of this particular, one of the commands of this particular DML. Any DML operation will be done. All those operations will be evaluated or executed at our client mission only. They are not supposed to be taken care by your server. Your client mission only, it is being established, it is being executed, and whatever the modifications you did on that particular table, they will be evaluated. So this is the second point I would like to make clear for you when DMLs will be issued. Okay, so by keeping all these points in our mind, you please listen to me while I am discussing something to you using our practical approach. Okay, today I don't know what happened. One moment, please. Yeah. So this is, please remember these points for the upcoming discussion on commit or rollback or save point and so on and so forth. These are very, very important points to be remembered here. And allow me for one more moment, because I'd like to make a duplicate of this particular thing here. I'd like to delete everything, and I'm not also required this particular thing here. So look at this. As far as the points which I have discussed, you have to make clear, and you have to place it in your mind, and you have to listen the class. So let me consider this is my client. For example, this is my client, and this is client 1, and this is the server where exactly I have been communicated with my server here. This is server or a repository. And I have a specific table with me. Let me name that particular table. Today, my internet connection is not that much good. However, you please follow. So continuously connected and disconnected with my internet. I don't know what was happened. However, so let us consider. So this is my client and this is my server, and there is a table with me. That particular table will be having this many number of rows and columns. For example, some four columns are there, and for these particular columns, I do have some particular kind of data. The data might be some 20 rows or 30 rows of data will be there. Total data will be 20 rows are available. Okay. Same copy will be also maintained at server here. Same copy also been maintained at our server also, at our actual location where exactly so your user has created. It does also have same kind of data which is being maintained here, and the 20 rows will be available with this particular so server's copy also. Now you have been issued one command. That command is selection. So select command will be issued for the first time on A. This entire table will be copied from your server machine to so local machine, that is a client machine. Okay. Afterwards, after completion of this particular operation, so as far as the server's content does have three columns, and each column have 20 rows. Total 20 rows of data will be there. So that is why 20 by 3 set of data which is available with this particular table here. Now, so that has been copied from server to client machine. Now, in this particular scenario, I have issued so insert command, insert for so 5 rows have been inserted, and followed by update. So some 14 or 10 rows have been updated, and then deletion will be happened for 5 rows. 5 rows have been deleted. Okay, you please try to understand. I have been after taking the copy from server, after communication will be happen with server, and I have copied so the server's content of A from server to client. It has been done. Afterwards, after taking that particular data, I have issued this particular set of commands, and update set of commands, and delete set of commands. For example, these things will be happen. Now, as far as this particular client copy or client data which is available at a client will be, so 5 rows have been introduced. So it will be obviously introduced by 25, and 10 updations were happened. So previously, for example, so these 20 rows and the 20 by 3 columns will be occupied, for example, some 1000 bytes. For example, you please remember, for our convenience, I would like to take this 1000 bytes. It has been occupied 1000 bytes. So after introduction of for this 5, so 50 more bytes have been introduced into this one, so that let me say 1050, it has been so increased 1050 at a client machine, and 10 updations were happened. Because of these updations, some 90 bytes have been increased. For example, you please consider that for our explanation point of view, I'm taking these statistics. So 90 bytes are increased, so that 1050 plus 90, so 1000, so 140 bytes. The size has been increased, and the 5 rows have been deleted. Each row will be taken some 10 bytes, for example, 10 bytes. So 5 rows have been deleted. Obviously, 5 into 10, that is 50, has been deleted, so that your total after completion of these operations, the size will be 1090. So this is the snapshot which is available after completion of these DML operations. Okay, these DML operations. Now, I'm not talking about commit, rollback, or anything. I'm talking about only copy the content of server to the client machine on the table A. Afterwards, I did some modifications on that particular table. Modifications will be, so I have inserted 5 rows, I have updated 10 rows, and I have again deleted 5 rows. So on insertion, so the 1000 bytes will be increased with 1050, and on updation, so 1050 was increased again 1140. On deletion, after deletion, so I don't know who is this fellow. Okay, on deletion, so some 50 bytes have been lost from the table, and finally these many number of bytes are there with me. Okay, total size of your table will be this much. Now, listen very carefully. Now, if you operate commit, for example, commit has been operated by you. Commit has been operated by you at this moment. After completion of the deletion, next command will be commit will be gets operated. What exactly been happening? What kind of operation could be taken care of the sense? So it could be the data which is contained by the server will be deleted everything, and the copy which is being maintained by this client does have 25 rows will be there after insertion. After some updations, 1140 bytes has been taken. After deletion, so 1090, so 25 will be taken into so 20 rows only, but size has been increased because this particular what do you call this updation size has been increased. Previously here we have only 1000 bytes. Now after commit will be gets operated, so this entire snapshot or entire modified snapshot will be copied from here to here, so that your size of your so table will be 1090 bytes. Okay, so you have to consider that yes, whatever the operations you did so far, data manipulation operations, whatever the operations you did so far, all those operations will be so will be saved to the server. So whatever the copy you have with the server, that is the final copy. If you are not supposed to save these modifications into server, later on you could not get the data. You could not get whatever the modifications you did; those are not supposed to be get the data. Now, so I believe that this point is clear to all of you. So instead of applying this commit after completion of these operations, insertion, updation, and deletion, instead of these operations, for example, I would like to operate so rollback. For example, rollback will be gets operated ROLLBACK. Rollback will be gets operated here. So before going to operate this rollback, let us come across by one more time. So the size of your table might be so 1000 bytes only, because I did not save anything here. I did not save anything here, so that number of bytes will be only 1000. Okay. So now instead of applying this commit, you may be operated this rollback. What would be happen? What would be happen in the sense, whatever the modifications you did, so far after copying the server contents to local machine, these operations will be gets cancelled. This could not be available with you, and whatever the server's content will be copied from server to client again. You please remember. So if you operate after doing some data manipulation operations, for example, insertions 5, updations 10, deletions 5 will be happen. Then instead of applying this commit, you may be operate this rollback. What would be happen here in the sense? The virtual connection will be established between the client and the server immediately. Whatever the copy which is being maintained at the server, that copy will be so carried from server to client. Therefore, what you do understand here is, whatever the operations you did, everything will be lost, and the previous copy which is available at server will be copied to your client. So therefore, rollback will be always undoing the operation. All operations what you did so far, they will be undo. Commit in the sense, those operations will be permanently saved in the server. Commit will be always save the operations so far what you did. All those operations will be saved into server, where rollback will be so undo the operation. But one particular point will be there here. You need to understand one more very important point. For example, all insertions, all updations, all deletions, all these things will be happen, followed by commit will be operated, then followed by rollback will be operated. You please remember, all these operations will be done at my client machine. After applying these operations, I have operated commit. Commit in the sense, so whatever the work you have did so far at a client machine, that will be saved to the server. So server's copy will be modified. Server's copy will be modified. After modification of the server's copy, if you operate rollback, nothing will happen. whatever the copy which is maintained by the server, that will be get back by the rollback operation. Okay, please remember all DML operations. After applying all these DML operations, if you follow this sequence, commit followed by rollback will be done by you. Nothing will happen. Everything will be get saved. How many times you may be get operate this rollback, so nothing will happen. So in converts, you maybe gets operate something like this. After applying all these, if you operate a rollback followed by commit, for example, okay, I'm changing the sequence of instructions. Rollback followed by commit. So rollback in the sense, whatever the modifications you did so far, all these modifications will be gets cancelled. Whatever the copy which is being maintained, original copy which is being maintained at the server will be copied to your your client machine. So therefore, if you have any kind of work you did over your particular table or particular object, I mean Oracle's or SQL's database management systems object, you must operate first this one, the commit, and then followed by any kind of operations. There is no problem. Your data will be saved permanently. Okay, let us examine this particular discussion through by using our SQL. Okay, let us examine each and every point here. So let me take class. Yeah, it has been connected now. Yes, it has been connected. Try to understand. So how the points will be explained here. Let us take this one here. Okay. Okay, look at this. Select everything from DAB. What are the tables we have with us? So we do have some bill table, customer table, EMP table, EMPL table, pay table. Let me come across with the EMP. Okay, so select everything from EMP. No rows are there. Okay, let me select everything from bill. No rows are there. Okay, everything from PAY. Okay, okay, no rows are there. So let me connect to my user. Let me connect to my user. So okay, after operating this one, select everything from EMP. Yes, this is the data which is available with us. Okay, because for a better explanation point of view, I need some data. At this moment, I could not type anything here. So try to understand, this is the copy which is being maintained by the server right now. This is the copy which is being maintained by the server right now. Okay. Now, how many number of columns are there? 3 plus 5, totally 8 columns are there. Totally 14 rows of data will be available with EMP. I'm trying to modify some kind of data. So let me insert 1 or 2 rows here. First operation will be, so insert into EMP. I'd like to introduce only 1 or 2 columns data only, not exactly more, 1 or 2 columns data only. So EMP, EMP&O. Okay, EMP&O's data followed by eNames data. Let me take only these 2. Try to understand. I'm explaining by using this Zoom class, so that is why more and more data could not be entered here. So that is why you could see. So values will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me take ampersand EMP&O followed by ampersand ename. So let me introduce 2 to 3 rows for our point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then ename is Hari. Okay, HAR. Okay, however, whatever the value it may be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, then Kumar, and one more row. So 1, 2, 3, 6, followed by Uday, something like this. Now, let me take, now I am operating select command at this moment. Already I have taken this particular select command for the first time. So it has been communicated with the server and entire data will be copied from server to your local machine. It has been done. Okay. At this moment, what you are supposed to consider here is it could be copied. After copying everything which is being happening, then now I am operating. So select one more time here. Select everything from EMP. If you take like this, you could observe. So 3 more rows have been introduced here. Okay, but this data really is not available with the server, because whatever the DML operations you did, DML operations in the sense, so first insertion, second insertion, and third insertion, 3 insertions will be happen at our local machine only, but not at our server. This data cannot be available at our server. Okay, now what I would like to perform here in the sense, next operation will be, so for example, I'd like to delete this particular row. So 7654, I'd like to delete this particular Martin's information from the table here. So delete from, so table name is EMP, where EMP NO will be equal to, what is the Martin's number? 7654. 7654 has been deleted. Yes, one row has been deleted. Now take one more time. Previously it is 17 rows. Now Martin's data has been deleted here from this particular table. Okay, I did 3 insertions, 1 deletion. I'd like to update some information here. So previously 1, 2, 3, 4 has been entered. I'd like to enter his job and salary and then followed by department number. For example, I'd like to enter these 3 values for this one. So update. So table name is EMP set. So what do you call? Job will be equal to ASS assistant professor, PROF assistant professor, and salary is equal to, for example, 15th of, okay, 8,000 something like this, and department number DEPTNO will be equal to let me say some 40. Okay, where so EMP NO will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it has been done. Let me select one more time. So look at this, the data has been entered here. The data has been entered here. And then, so at this particular point, you please observe at this particular point, I have already told you. So if you operate rollback first followed by commit, what would be the result? Let us examine. So if you operate rollback at this particular moment, let me operate ROLLBACK. Rollback will be immediately communicate with your server. Virtual communication will be re-established, and whatever the copy which was maintained by that particular EMP, original copy which is maintained by the server on EMP, that copy will be so transferred from server to your local machine. Whatever the operations you did so far, everything will be gets cancelled. Okay, let me examine this one here. Yes, rollback has been completed. Before operating this rollback, you have to think once or twice. Okay, you have to think many number of times. You have to think once or twice. You have to think, and then you have to operate rollback. Now let me operate the selection operation one more time. You could see entire operations what I did so far. Everything will be cancelled. Original data will be so get from the server here. This is the original copy which is being so maintained by the server here, because whatever the operations so far I did, those operations have not been saved permanently by me on issue of commit operation. I did not apply any commit operation at this moment. Okay, now let us do the same operation one more time. So the same operation one more time. I'd like to introduce same data one more time. So look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Hari, and then one more row. So 1, 2, 3, 5, then Kumar one more time, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me say Uday one more time, and apply this one here. Select everything from EMP. So rows have been introduced. After rollback, I am redoing the same operation, here as it has been done. Okay. Now I have operated something over there. So delete something. So delete something here. Yes, delete. So EMP where EMP number equal to 7564 7654. Yes, one row has been deleted. Now one updation. Let me go back with the updation. Somewhere else it could be. Once for a while, you please wait for one time. Yes, this is the updation. Yes, updation has been made. Now you could say select everything from EMP. You could observe this one. Hence again, the same modifications what I did in the previous time. Again, I did one more time. Now, let me operate at this moment. Let me operate a commit first. Let me operate commit first. Yes, your commit operation is completed. So then again, I'd like to issue, so the same select from EMP one more time. So same data will be available. Now I'd like to operate rollback at this moment. Rollback will be gets operated. So before applying this, undoing the job, what you did, insertions and updations and deletions, whatever the operations you did before this particular rollback, everything has been saved completely. By issuing of a commit, you have saved completely. Even after commit, you may be issued this particular rollback. No more modification could be done because the same copy has been copied from your local machine to server. It has been made permanent. So now you could operate one more time, select everything from EMP. So whatever the modifications you did here, yes, every modification will be available. So that you need to understand one particular point at this juncture. That point is, if you did any kind of DML operations, all those DML operations will be done at a local machine only. So those DML operations must be saved permanently. What you are supposed to do? You have to issue commit. Once commit will be done, so immediately your client machine will be virtually connected to your server, and whatever the modifications so far you did, every modification will be saved to server. So therefore, that is called as your modifications will be make it to permanent. Okay, permanent. So after commit, you may be operate rollback. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Then, when rollback will be useful for you? For example, so he is the person, he is the very important person for us. So he is Mr. King 7839. Unknowingly or accidentally, this data was deleted. Okay, unknowingly, accidentally, this data was deleted. Look at this. So delete from EMP where so EMP&O will be equal to 7839. For example, it could be done here. One row has been deleted. This row was deleted. So now if you select that particular data and see whether the data has been deleted properly or not. Yes. So the precedent is not available here. Now you have realized that, oh, I am unknowingly it has been operated. I wanted to delete actually so-called 1236, but accidentally I have deleted this particular row. Then what else we are supposed to do here in the sense? Actually, the same copy before operating this particular command, the same copy will be maintained at the server. Original copy is maintaining at server. So therefore, whatever the operation I did here, that operation must be cancelled on operation of rollback. Okay, so rollback. So therefore, it could be rolled back, and then if you issue again, select everything from EMP, then you could get back the data like this. Okay. After commit, rollback will be gets operated. Nothing will happen. So before commit, rollback will be happen. So original copy will be copied from server to your client machine. So any accidental works will be done by you something like this. Any accidental works will be done something like this. Then you are expected to so roll back. So therefore, you could get back the data from the server. Okay. Now, one more one more point is there here. That point is wait for a while. I'll come to that particular area. Yes. So here we have discussed. So what is the commit here and what is the rollback here? These two have been discussed here. Then what do you mean by save point here? What do you mean by save point here? Save point in the sense, let me consider. Uh, Look at this. Select everything from EMP. Okay, select everything from EMP. So I wanted to insert some more rows here. Before going to insert, I'd like to conclude that yes, what I am supposed to insert at this moment. Those are very, very important. Even if I would operate so-called rollback, they could not be lost. They could not be undo for my operation. If you want to perform such kind of operation here, then before going to do that, so you have to create a save point with a name, whatever the name it may be. You have to create your own name. Let me create so insert OP. Insert operations have been taken into consideration here. Okay. Now save point has been created at this moment. Now you can operate insert into EMP. So let me go ahead and take that particular point here, because it could be typing will be somewhat, yes. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then some name. One more time. So 2, 3, 4, 6, some whatever it may be. So look at this. Select everything from EMP. So 2 more extra rows will be gets created. These 2 rows have been created here. Now you have to create one more save point for updations. Okay. So save point UPDATE underscore OP update operation. Okay, you have created a save point. Now you maybe get operate these updations here. How those updations could be? So update EMP set what is that? Job will be equal to associate professor, followed by next one is salary is equal to 8,000 rupees, followed by DEPT NO will be equal to some 40, where EMP NO will be equal to 1236, for example, 1236. Okay, one row has been updated, and same kind of data for 2345 also, the EMP number 23545 also, and apply select everything from EMP. Okay, these modifications were happened here. Now I wanted to, now listen carefully, I wanted to undo the operations just before I did with update. Only update, I'd like to undo that. I don't want to undo the insertions. Insertions must be as it is. I don't want to forego those insertions, but updates must be undo here. If you want to perform such kind of operation, then rollback could be gets operated like this. Rollback to, please look at the syntax here. Rollback to save point name. Okay, rollback to my save point name is UPDATE update underscore OP. Okay, update underscore OP. Only up to that extent you have to undo everything. So before update OP, anything will be there with you. Don't do any kind of undos. So for insertion, I have created insert underscore OP. For updation, I have created update underscore OP. So I would like to cancel all updations what I have did so far. Okay, look at this. It has been completed. Now you will go ahead and select the data here. So whatever the modifications you did using update, they will be cancelled, but insertions will be as it is. These are the 2 rows which have been inserted. Okay. So up to those updations. So if you create any save point up to that particular save point, cancellations will be there. Beyond that particular save point, if any modifications will be done, they could not be they could not be affected. Okay, so this is one more point you need to understand regarding to save points. Save point will be gets created something like this. Let me draw here, then you could understand very easily. Okay, here let me draw here. So if you want to create any kind of save point, let me look at this. One insertion has been done. Insert so underscore OP save point has been created something like this. Insert one. So insert two. So insert three has did by me. After that, so update save point has been update OP has been save point has been created. So update one has been done, update two has been done, then delete. So operation has been created. One more save point. This is first save point. This is second save point. This is third save point, and delete one and delete two has been done here. Now I thought that these deletions are unknowingly these deletions were happened, and these updations are invalid updations. What I did so far, I wanted to cancel only these two operations. Okay, these two in the sense. So this updation must be cancelled. Second updation also cancel. So delete one cancel, delete two cancel. These could be as it is. I don't want to delete these insertions. Then so rollback, you may be operate ROLLBACK. So rollback to, so what extent you are supposed to delete or undo here, I would like to undo up to this particular save point. So this is the save point 1, and this is the save point 2, and this is the save point 3. So save point 2 and save point 3 operations are not required for me. They must be cancelled, and save point 1 must be, so keep as it is. Then you would like to operate, so roll back to, so update underscore operation. After update underscore operation, how many number of save points are there? For example, it could be 2. Then after third save point will be there. Then after fourth will be there. After fifth will be there. How many number of save points are here? Right away from this particular save point to all save points will be gets cancelled. Okay, roll back to, if you create so many number of save points. For example, update operation will be the second save point, and the deletion will be took place, and insertions will be took place, and again updations will be took place. How many number of save points are there after second save point? Everything will be gets cancelled. So this will be as it is. This will be as it is. Then one more point I would like to make here. If you are supposed to operate, if you forget to operate rollback to save point instead of this particular operation, you maybe gets operate a rollback directly, whatever the save points you have created, everything will be gets cancelled. Okay, everything will be gets cancelled. So therefore, while operating these TCL operations, transaction control language operations, you must be always cautious enough. Commit will be completely save the operations what you did so far. Rollback will be completely cancel the operations. Rollback must be operated without commit. With commit, rollback will be operated, nothing will happen. So rollback followed by commit in the sense everything will be gets cancelled. After creation of save point, if you are supposed to perform this rollback up to the save point, they will be cancelled. Unknowingly, you may not issue two save point, rollback to save point. Instead of that, directly you may be operate rollback, everything will be cancelled. So therefore, you need to remember that while operating commit, rollback, and save points, you must be cautious enough, and every operation what you did so far, everything must be there in our mind. Otherwise, they will be create lot of trouble. So therefore, you must remember these points while operating these what do you call rollback, commit, and save points. So this is what today's class. Tomorrow we will enter into concurrency control. What is the last update and what is uncommitted data and inconsistency retrieval. Everything will be look into matter by tomorrow. Okay. So one more point